Hello everybody. I got a notification recently that I've got a few more subscribers to my channel. So I thought that for those new subscribers and for everyone who's still here, that you may be interested in seeing some of what I've carried on doing since I last posted, which is just to keep on keeping on and enjoying looking out for golf clubs and getting a few extra ones into the collection and things. So here's a few of the different golf clubs that I've got. So what we have here is La Femme, and you can see there's a little gooseneck. There is a standard, and this one is an interesting one. It's a heel toe flange. They'll call it a Napa style putter. You can see that I've put a little bit of whipping on the clubs, and the red dot, and also the whipping's not held on by anything and it's easily removable. A little bit of a look at the face. You can see there that both the middle one, the standard, and the one at the back have got Titlest on there. It's because they've both got Scotty Cameron at the on the bottom, which I'll show you in a minute. What I've done with the La Femme and also the standard is I have given them a little bit of a polish. You can see the mirror of the floor in there, and that's just to keep it in context. My dog has just come to say hello, but yeah, you can kind of see 3 different profiles there. The other thing that you can probably see quite easily from this angle here is the grips, and they do have a very flat face that's associated with them. The grip for the La Femme at the back there is slightly rounded, and it's actually easier for me, even though it's smaller, for me to hold a grip that's like that. I struggle with these other two, but in the same sense, I don't want to take them off because of the impact that it'll have. Another point of difference between these clubs is you'll notice that the shaft for the club on the right hand side has got a flare tip satin on it, which is different to the other two. And as you come down closer to the hosel, you'll notice that all of them have that little crimping, so that's identical, but the material for the other shaft is a slightly different material. Another point of interest for these clubs is that for this particular one here, it's got these dots on the back, and I genuinely have no idea what they are. So if anybody has some suggestions and you'd like to make some comment about that, I'd greatly appreciate it. As you can see here, we have the underside of the clubs. Don't know if I'll be able to pick it up, but the one on the right does differ. The original one there and the other one is a La Femme, and I actually prefer the La Femme. It's a little bit shorter, and it feels actually quite a lot nicer off the blade than the standard one does. The other point as well is that my one reads original, and you can actually find other versions of this that are Scotty Camerons too that say standard, and I don't know whether that's a result of Australia or whatever, but yeah, that's just the way that it says there. Again, if anybody else has got any suggestions as to why that's that, then please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate it. Here's another view of the back of this club, and that's the original or standard, and that's the back of the La Femme putter just over there. Here are the putting surfaces of the clubs. This is the La Femme just there, and I've marked the sweet spot with, as you can probably notice, a red dot, and that just helps with alignment and also sensation or feel and vibration, which is also just, you'll notice the whipping and things like that. That helps to dampen vibrations and things like that, so makes it quite nice. Here's a top of the line view of the putters with the La Femme first, going over to what's referred to as the original, and then the heel toe one, which I haven't seen very many examples of. And if anybody knows more about it than I do, please make some comments. I'd imagine that it feels alright. I don't game that. I find it very difficult to hit these particular style of putter because the way that the shaft comes off the face of the club leans back towards my right eye, and I'm left eye dominant, so I actually find it quite difficult to line up the putt and use these types of putters. So yeah, it would be nice if I could. I quite enjoy the look of it, but it's not something that's so easy for me. You'll notice here just in that reflection that there's a few dings and things like that on the surface of this particular Femme putter, or excuse me, La Femme. The surface here on this one it's got a few dings on it too, but I did use a very fine 800 up to 2500 grit sandpaper, then followed by a metal polish just to work on the face of the original putter, and that's actually currently in the bag at the minute, although it is in the naughty chair, hasn't been working very well. It's, yeah. So the cover you can see here in front of you at the minute, that's actually from a Scotty Cameron. He released some bullseye putters when he went solo, and they are silver. So the head cover that you see here is actually on the original head cover, or sorry, excuse me, on the original putter. This is, if you look on up on eBay, they are fairly pricey, but I managed to pick it up secondhand for not too much, so I'm quite pleased to have that. These other two here I bought directly from China, and I have absolutely no intention of trying to pass them off as anything other than what they are, and when I'm finished with them I'll basically throw them out and have them put in the rubbish where they belong. Don't believe that people should be put into a position where they believe that they've received something that is not what it is. So basically that's what I'm left with, but might be interested in just having a little bit of a look at this. This one here opens up, a bit of Velcro, and in here, don't know how clear it is, but you can see the inside, there's a little tab and things like that. Here we go. These putters tend to naturally tarnish. You can see that the one that I use fairly frequently has got a little bit of a hot spot in the middle, and that's man-made. I wish it wasn't. Wish it was all part of the stroke that I have, but it's not. I've used just a little bit of metal polish just to bring that up, but again, nothing that's too disastrous or anything like that at all. You can also use hand sanitizer if you've got any left over. It's a good way of getting rid of tarnish too, and it's not abrasive, and it just basically gets rid of the top few atoms and makes very, very little difference to the club overall.